Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekend Wagers, where we give you your 12 pack of plays to get you ready for the weekend and send you in and send you out. And we're going to have a glorious weekend as we always do. But I'll be your host, Daniel Greer. And we have Robbie and Mark with us as we always do. But a little bit of bookkeeping as what happened last week. All right, so this week, we're going to do the exact same thing we did last week and then moving forward. So if you are a crew member, you're going to continuously get this every Friday at 3 Eastern. You're going to be able to chat with us. You're also going to be able to play the Choose Your Fighter, where we take two cappers, put them together. The person who wins the most, so the best odds of the winner, will move on. So if you win 3 weeks in a row, you end up being a 3-month winner of a subscription of Justice That Sport. So make sure you join us each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. But we're also putting this out live on Saturday mornings. And so if you're tuning in and you're watching this on a Saturday and you're wondering, where was this live at? And how can I get the Friday plays? Because it's already Saturday, it's already Sunday. Well, you need to be a crew member, and it's $4.99 a month. Just go over to Driving the Line. You can sign up, and then you can watch, as we always do, every month, I guess, weekday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern with everybody else. So listen, it's fun. You want to be there with us because we're going to have a good time. But we're going to go ahead and get into the guys real quick because I know they're waiting on me. So let's go ahead and get into them. And boys, Robbie, Mark, what's up, man?
DG, just glad to be here. Ready to kick this weekend off and looking for a bounce back weekend after last week's debacle for me.
We're going to get into that very shortly. We're going to start doing this a little different than DTL does it. I want to bring y'all in. We're going to look at the plays last week together. And then we'll go ahead and give you our plays for this weekend. But Robbie, no hat, Robbie. Clean look, Robbie. I like it. What's up, man?
Hey, not much, DG. Just had to go get my hair cut once every 5 months, so I feel like I was just going to go without the hat today.
I like it. Well, everybody is filing in the chat. So if you're watching this on the replay, that's on you. You're missing out. But this is a crew exclusive, and we're going to take a look back at how we did last week. And I will say, we have been profitable every single week. So back-to-back weeks, we've been profitable. I go 3-1, Robbie goes 3-1, and then Mark goes reverse 1-3. But together, we're still profitable. So make sure you're tuning in each and every week. But Robbie, anything on this that you're looking at, that any story, anything behind some of these plays that might have hit, any sweats?
Well, I really thought Nico Hischier was not going to be the leg that let me down, and he did. Devontae Smith was kind of a sweat. As y'all watched last week, he made that unbelievable catch towards the end to put us over. Josh Downs was actually a little bit of a sweat too. I thought he was going to dominate, and he really took him a while to get going in that game. But, yeah, I hate Nico Hischier now. He's on the list.
On the list. I love it. Mark, let's look at yours as well. Anything on here that just is total debacle?
David Montgomery not scoring a touchdown to me just is mind-blowing. The big saving grace for me, DG, is looking at that Chargers-Browns game. Not only did the under hit, but it was a chance for me to go head-to-head with the coach. And, I won.
You did win that. Just like right now, currently winning is Tina. I saw this come in earlier. Tina, I'm sitting here listening, getting my nails did. Listen, I'm sorry. I messed up your phrasing. She's sitting there getting her nails did. So shout out to you, Tina. I believe she was riding the bull the last time we were in the club. And so it was fun. It was funny. So we'll keep on that. But that's a whole DTL kind of story, but we're hitting those gems very nicely.
I wouldn't know. I'm still outside the club, selling moonshine in my tent, trying to make a little bit of profit while you guys are inside living it up.
And rumor has it that might be the next crew exclusive. Is the camera crew following you and Tina around the club?
You're not supposed to give away those secrets. Like, those are behind the scenes, like before the show starts. That's in the green room. If you don't mind, keep that to yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and make you go first here, Mr. 1-3. Let's go ahead and ride your plays this week. What you got on Friday?
Absolutely. So let's get to we're going to start with Pittsburgh. And the Penguins are struggling right now, and they're facing the Capitals tonight. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Penguins under 1 goal in the first period, and that's at plus 110. Their offense is just absent when they go on the road. In their last 6 road games, they've only scored 1 goal in the first period. While the Caps, they've only allowed 2 first-period goals in the last 5. And with Lindgren in goal, he's holding the opposing team scoreless in the first period in 3 of his last 4 starts. I love this at plus 110. Oh, snap.
Oh, I did that again. Don't tell anybody. Listen, I'm going to blame that one on you because you have another Friday play and you didn't give it. So you go ahead.
Well, I will give it right to you right now then. I am going to Detroit and Toronto. Detroit's flying into Toronto. They're going to take on the Maple Leafs. The goalies have been confirmed for this game, and I'm taking the first period under 1.5 goals at plus 110. Toronto's going to have Anthony Stolarz. Red Wings are going to have Cam Talbot. These goalies are elite on their split stats for their save rates. Talbot has got a 96.6% save rate. Stolarz has got a 94.6% save rate. Neither one of them is giving up more than 1 goal in their road and home splits. There's not going to be much goal production in this one. I also like the under 6.5 in this game as well. So that's a little bonus bet as well.
Anything else? I heard a 60. I think I might have heard a 9er there, but you gave us all the plays throughout the entire game. I thought you were going to give us more through the weekend. Nothing? That's it? I didn't know. I thought you were giving us all your plays with how long you went there, sir. I didn't know. I heard a 9er, though. I did. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and go to my plays real quick. And we're going to, that's an inside joke. And I think Mark's loving it. So we're going to go with my play right here. I have 2 and they're starting tonight. So if you're watching this, it's Saturday and you're thinking DG cashed on Friday on both of his plays. Mark, he might have, probably not because he goes 1 and 3. I'm going to go with BYU total. And this is just the team total. This is staying nothing away from the entire game. It's just BYU. We're going to go for 88 points. It's at minus 106. They're a very underrated team. They have a bunch of skill guys. They're going to roll in here. I give them at least 94 points, and so we're going to get to 88. And then we're going to go with the Grizzlies tonight against the Washington Wizards. This is a first half line. It's minus 3.5. It's at minus 115. The reason I have it is the Grizzlies are great in the first half. They're not so good in the second half. The Washington Wizards are flip-flop. They're bad to start games because they're slow starters. And then once they get going in the second half, they play well. So I'm going to take the Grizzlies and have them on the minus 3.5 after the first half. So, Mark, I hope you like my plays. Are they okay? Are they good today?
Hey, in DG, I trust.
Yes, I knew you would. All right, so we don't have a lot of Saturday plays, so we're loaded up all on the week or Friday. So let's go ahead and go to you here, Robbie.
Yeah, going to the Washington and Pittsburgh game as well. Looking at Alex Ovechkin, he's got 13 points in 10 of his last games, and he's got 11 points in 11 games versus Pittsburgh. Then tonight, while you're sitting down, cozying up, getting ready to go to bed, turn on the Vegas game and look at Mark Stone. He has 15 points in 10 games and 6 points in his last 5 games versus Seattle. Put both these guys together for a point, and you have plus 111. While we're sticking on the ice, I'm going to go with TJ's guy from last week who cashed that ticket. Kirill Kaprizov, anytime goal scorer plus 105. So I looked at Mr. Kaprizov's stats, and dating back the last 30 games, he's only been on a 3-game goal drought twice in 30 games. Usually it's like go, no go, 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 whatever. You get the thing. So in 30 games, he's only had a 3-game goal drought. Tonight would be goal drought number 4, so he's not going to go tonight without a goal. But Kaprizov in anytime goal scorer at plus 105.
I'm a big fan of Kaprizov. We had him last week. It was it TJ's play?
Yeah.
TJ's play, and he won the
Mark remembers. Mark remembers.
Oh, that's awkward. So who won the Choose Your Fighter last week? I know Robbie won it, but who was that with?
That was with TJ.
Was it with TJ?
TJ Parker.
Okay, I thought so. I wanted to verify. So TJ is already here. So TJ, you are the reigning champ. So if you would, go ahead and send in your play to Robbie. That way we have that. But if you do not know how it works, Choose Your Fighter is very simple. Mark is going to be over here looking around and trying to figure out how he can get Rick to join the chat comment section because he wants to find out if he can pick Rick today. No, he wants to pick the best play. And so if you know about Rick and his tennis plays, well, Mark loves them. So I hope that we don't get Rick into the he's the only crew member I don't want to join this week. But go ahead and put in your plays. Put up an emoji or put in there hey Mark or hashtag Mark or hashtag fighter or anything so you can make sure you catch Mark's attention. We want to make sure that you get your play read, and so he can look through them and find out his best play. So we're going to be doing that. But something we're not going to be doing a lot of is Saturday plays. I gave out 3 college football plays this morning on the show. I looked through. There was nothing that I loved on Saturday other than those 3. But we do have one from Mark. So, Mark, if you'll go ahead and give us that one play for Saturday.
Sure thing. Look, I'm going back to the well on this one and going with Syracuse University's Kyle McCord over 289.5 passing yards. I'm trying really hard not to overthink this one. They're playing at Boston College. McCord has sailed over this all season long. He's averaging 302 passing yards a game this season. Boston College is giving up 284 passing yards on the season. I just think that McCord goes off. They did get the win last week in overtime. There wasn't much passing. It was more of a run game. I really like him to go off this week.
All right, Kyle McCord, a Syracuse football player. Where'd you go to school at, Mark?
Same Syracuse University.
All right, Robbie, I have a
Orange alum.
Okay. I have a question for you, Robbie, if you don't mind helping me out here. If you could look over there, the far left and around that second one, what is the emoji or what is the icon over there near the second play under Mark's name?
Looks like an X.
An X.
To me. Yeah.
All right. And so if you don't mind, we're going to look back at this one. This is the third line down. What is this one? Is that the same guy? Back-to-back
looks
weeks?
To be the same guy. Yeah, It does.
Mark, you did say you went to Syracuse, right?
Absolutely. Not only did I go to Syracuse, but one of the things that I really enjoy doing is looking at the numbers and crunching the numbers.
Okay.
And if you look at those 2 stats or slides again, DG, you're going to notice that there is a huge swing difference in between what the line is for this weekend versus what it was last weekend. At 322 yards, he finished with 311, by the way. We're looking at 289.
All right.
I love this.
Is that a heart or a head play?
That is an absolute stats play.
I like it. All right. Well, big fan. I'm going to be cheering for you because we've had 2 back-to-back winning days. Or winning weekends, I guess, because they cover through the weekend. So we're going to do this as a team. So I'm going to give you a hard time, but I promise you I want us all to win because I play all y'all's plays as well. But I'm curious, this Syracuse alum, if you're going to be able to dig out of that hole and kind of use your head. But knowing you, better days ahead, you're probably going to use a model of some sort. So we do know that. We do have some coming in on the chat now. I'm having to flip back and do so much because unfortunately, we're on StreamYard, and they don't love Google Slides as much that we normally use. And so I'm having to flip back and forth. So I'm missing some of these comments. So if there's anything that you have, any questions at all that you want to ask the guys, go ahead and put that on here. We'd love to be able to answer that. We can look at through the model, just looking at it, just through different stat sites or the ones that we have all together. And so make sure you check it out, but also get your questions in. That's the benefit of joining live. So we'll go ahead and look through here. Jinx the mouse. I'll cheer for you. Can't back Q's. Gonna need an excuse. I like it. Jinx the mouse, man. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out, as everybody is hanging out as well. So let's go to you, Robbie. I'm gonna let you lead us off on Sunday.
Yeah, so Sunday we are going to Samaje Perine. He's the running back 2 for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're looking at his reception yards. It's once again at 7.5 at -120. I don't understand why, because he soared over this number in his last 4 games. He's averaging right around 25.5 receiving yards, since all the injuries that happened. But he's also got cut from Denver this summer, so maybe we have a little bit of a revenge factor going in this game as well. My second play, TJ Parker, TJ Hawkinson, Vikings fan, Vikings team. I like the synergy there, so we're going TJ Hawkinson over 34.5 receiving yards at -114. He's working his way back from that ACL injury, caught 3 out of 4 last week for 27 yards. This week he's going against Jacksonville, who's a bottom-tier defense against tight ends. They've allowed tight ends over 30 yards in their last 6 of the 7 games, so I like TJ Hawkinson to go over 34.5 receiving yards, minus 114. I also don't mind his receptions at 3.5 receptions at plus 100.
Okay. I do like TJ Hawkinson, and I believe I had him. I think I had him on the Monday or Sunday. I had another show. I don't remember, but I played both of those with Samaje Perine and TJ Hawkinson last week. So I will be backing you. I saw those come in today before I could actually do most of my NFL research, and I saw those two plays from you, and I was like, all right, I'm not even going to keep going and researching those guys. I'm going to go ahead and just roll and back you because obviously I liked him last week. The numbers haven't changed much. Who's Minnesota playing this week?
Jacksonville.
Yeah, you're right. They're a top 10 defense in receiving yards allowed to the tight end position. So I do like both of those. All right, let me go ahead and go with my plays, and we'll kind of get these out. But I have two Sunday plays as well. This Theo Johnson over 23.5 receiving yards at minus 113. Now, this game is overseas, and so it will be taking apart very, very early in the morning, wherever you are. But this is in Germany, and so it says it's 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you get Theo Johnson in very early, but he's going against a team that is not very good against the tight ends. And so that's the only reason I'm playing it. If you look at Theo Johnson, he's actually played very well as of late, but going against the Panthers, I believe that Theo is going to go off. And then Kymie Fairbairn over 7.5 kicking points at plus 100. Last week, he only had 7, and so he missed that 8 number. But this week, I expect him to fly over that. They're going against Detroit, who does allow a lot of field goals. I love his 2+ field goals. Absolutely love it. But it's at minus 145. So I kind of stayed away from that for that simple reason of the juice is just very high. But if I can get him to get 2 touchdowns, is all I need from the Texans. 2 touchdowns plus his 2 field goals. That's going to cover me for the 8 points. Mark, you love kickers as well. What's your thoughts on Kymie Fairbairn? Because obviously we have the kicker model that we looked at. He's very high on the kicker model. I believe he's at expected 2.8 field goals this week with, I think, 10 points for kickers. Any thoughts on Kymie?
I just think that with the juice being what it is, playing the points is the smart way to go here. I mean, you're getting plus money, even break even money. So I really like that look. But yeah, he's been a cash cow for us all season with his overs.
Yeah, he has been very good. He's been a guy who consistently is kicking in 2+ field goals. I believe he's only missed twice out of the year of not having 2+ field goals. So they rely on their kicker. They're not scared to, and it's indoors, which anytime you can control the weather is what we like. But Mark, if you'll go ahead and finish us up and give us our 12th play heading into Sunday. Looks like we're going to Tennessee.
That's right. And again, we're going back to the well. Tennessee's taking on the Chargers. And the Chargers, the reason I'm taking the Titans team total under 14.5, and you can get that at minus 105, is because the Chargers have the best defense when it comes to yards per point, which is a great metric to look at when you're gauging and breaking down teams. They're only allowing 12.6 points a game all season. The Titans, they're only scoring 17 points on the year. I just think this is a great spot to target a very poor offensive team going up against a very, very stingy defensive team.
All right. You sound like you're going to sound like Soupy today.
Nope.
Giving us all those. I was looking through the chat. I was kind of cracking up as you were giving your play out. And it looks like this is not the funny part, but Elliot Money says Mac Jones may be starting for Jacksonville on Sunday. And so there has been reports that he will be maybe upgraded because of whatever his name is going to be out.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he's
hair.
Not playing. Yeah, he's not playing this weekend.
There's also another question from Lord Farquaad, which I love that. If anybody doesn't know, that's from Shrek, I would assume. But Rafi stat piece to go under the 9.5 points on the first quarter for the Iowa UCLA game. Robbie, do you have any thoughts on the under for that?
Anytime you put Iowa and an under together, I think you're going to cash because they don't know how to score points. So I like it.
All right. I did have one other one as well. Mark, Robbie and the Slump Busters, DG and the Wagering Wizard. This is great. perfect. Set them up and knock them down. I like that. So thank you, Brock. So want to make sure. But Lord Farquhar did have another question. Indiana over under the 16.5 at half, or Indiana over 7.5 points. I would assume that's for the first quarter. Mark, you do like that? I know I love Indiana, but everybody hears me enough. But do you like that at all?
I do. I think, Indiana it definitely puts up a ton of points in the first quarter. If that's with the over 7.5, I'm assuming it was the first quarter.
Correct.
I also really like that first half play for a team total. I think that for what they do in the first quarter, they kick it up a notch in the second. And that's really when Indiana seems to really tighten the noose around the opposition going into that halftime, come out, make the adjustments, and just finish them off.
So in Indiana, on the 7.5, I will say that Michigan plays a little slower just because they have to. And so because of that, I would say be careful of the 7.5. That hook on the first quarter, you have 4 total possessions in the first quarter on a normal basis, unless you have an easy 3-and-out. So because of that, you're expecting Indiana to score on both of their possessions. Well, when you have a Michigan team that plays slower, that wants to run the ball because they can't throw it, that means that Indiana has to get them on a 3-and-out, or maybe let's say a 5-and-out, at least 2, because they got to get them to get a third possession, or they have to score 2 touchdowns. So at that point, if you're scoring the 2 touchdowns to have to cover that, if you only need 3 points in the second quarter alone, I would look to playing the 16.5 at the half compared to the 7.5, because you get yourself a little bit more of a chance of things that might happen. So if I was looking at one or the other, I would definitely go with the first half over 16.5 compared to the 7.5 for the first quarter. I do love first quarters. I love it when both teams score, just because you have 2 possessions. You just need them to kick a field goal, and one of the 2 is the reason I play that. But if you're talking about the 7.5, that's where it gets a little dangerous, unless they're just so good and they're just going to run and score within 2 minutes every time they catch the ball. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Michigan's good enough.
So would you look at the first quarter total then? And I'm trying to get a line on that right now.
No, because if you look at the Indiana, they haven't allowed, going into last week, they didn't allow a point all season long. And then Michigan State went in and kind of surprised them a little bit and scored 10 points in the first quarter. I believe it was 10-0. And then in the second quarter, Indiana rallied off 21 points straight. And then at that point, it just kept rolling. Glenn said he can't find both teams to score at his book. The only book that has it is DraftKings. So if you're not looking at DraftKings, nobody else has it. Robbie?
Yeah, no, I'm scratching my
I'm sorry.
head.
Okay, I thought you had something. No, you're good.
No.
Yeah. So as Lord Farquhar said, it's juiced to the under, right? Their point total for Michigan is half of a point. So any point for Michigan, I think it might be like minus 105, and then the under a point is minus 130. Like it's crazy. Just because Michigan can't score. That's the reason I took the points with Michigan or Indiana. I took them at 13.5, a little bit of juice at minus 130 compared to doing it the other way. I don't really worried about them getting up to 32 points. As long as they score 17 or 20, I believe they can hold Michigan low enough. But guys, anything that y'all have that we want to look at? So these are our plays. If anybody has any questions, feel free. If you have questions on your own, feel free to reach out to us. But this will be our 12-pack of plays this weekend. And so we're going to do this as we normally do. We're going to try to see if we can put together another parlay. Last week sucked completely. Like it was not good at all. I can't remember exactly who we had, but let's try to come up with a parlay that we'll end the show on. And so we'll come back to that if that's okay with y'all. And if I'd like to go ahead and see if we can move on to the choose your fighter. So Robbie, I'm gonna let you go first because I want Mark to make sure he has plenty enough time. But do you have a play right now from TJ Parker?
I do. So I went back in the chat. Unfortunately, my laptop with my webcam is sitting on my keyboard and it's locked. And if I move this thing, it's going to be a crap show on my end. But TJ decided to pick Capri Sun as well. So Kirill Kaprizov over 1.5 points, and that's at plus 125. If you go to justicestatsports.com, I also wrote that play up as well. So I love that play. We're just going to keep rolling with Capri Sun until it's all run out.
All right. And what are the odds one more time?
Plus 125.
All right, plus 125. All right, so there, Mark, because he is the champion, he has to, and we're going to do that going forward, because you're the champion, you have to give your play first. And so that allows the competitor to come in today and see what they can do. So, Mark, have you chosen your fighter?
I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to buy myself a little extra time and allow some people to throw some picks in the chat because according to TJ, he just threw a message up saying that was wrong. So if TJ can tell us what the actual play is that he's on. There we go.
All right, Robbie, if you'll go back to this, what are we looking at? I know that's Sidney Crosby, I would assume.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who Ovi is.
Ovi is Alex Ovechkin. That's the guy I have in my point parlay. So we're already on Ovi. Sidney Crosby as well. It's a huge matchup tonight. You got two of the guys that's been in the league the longest. Ovechkin's chasing Gretzky. He needs 33 more goals to pass Wayne Gretzky. So I love that play. And Sidney, he's always good for a point.
All right. Is Sidney Crosby still with the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Yeah, he's never left. He's Pittsburgh from day one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He just knowledge at that point in the first period. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, true that.
True. All right, so we're gonna go with Ovechkin and Crosby. We're gonna go with just to have over. So that means they both need one, or combined, they just can have one.
So they both can get one. It doesn't matter how it happens: assist, goal, whatever works. But each one has to get one.
So just it's pretty much combined. Just you need one of those guys to have one at minimum.
Yeah, you need both to get a point. Both have to get a point.
So it is both. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So you need both guys to get over. You need both guys to get a point. Very simple.
Yeah, 1 point apiece.
Minus 105. All right, so we got that. Listen, I struggle with hockey. I'm trying, but I would assumed that they both needed one. But the way it was written, I couldn't completely understand it. So, Mark, have you chosen your fighter yet?
I absolutely am going with Lord Farquaad. You can't have Lord Farquaad without a wizard. And so I am taking his Iowa, UCLA under 9.5 points in the first quarter. I just need the odds on that. I don't have.
Okay, so this is going back to Rafi's stat of the day. So, and realistically, you're trusting Rafi and Lord Farquaad, right?
Yeah, yes, I am.
All right, so can you give us some odds on that? We're going to need something. So to go
the odds on Iowa, UCLA under 9.5, I see at minus 103.
Oh,
pretty close.
Just under.
You sure it's not 104? Just
minus 103.
I like it. All right, so DK has minus 105. I'm seeing, but if you're seeing it differently, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I think that only makes sense. So that's the challenger's advantage. It's not the champion's advantage. We're doing challenger's advantage. We don't make it as hard as possible. So obviously, we have Ovechkin and Crosby each to get a point, minus 105.
Correct.
And then we're going to need that Iowa game. Iowa is playing who again?
UCLA.
Iowa, UCLA under 9.5 points. It's at minus 103.
So I can tell you, there was already a pre-inclination to look at this play simply because both teams, Iowa's only averaging 3 points in the first quarter. UCLA is averaging 2.8. But UCLA does give up on average 5.5 points in the first quarter. I think that this is a great spot to hit another under.
All right.
I was allergic to scoring in the first quarter.
Always.
They can produce some tight ends, but that's about it.
100%. All right. We're running up on time, but I want to get through these real quick. I'm not sure what Matty Ice's betting site or betting stuff is named. I know it's something with a snow cap, maybe. I could be wrong. But go follow Matty Ice on Twitter. But he's been hot as of late, just like my guy Taj. If anybody follows him, he's been on fire since college basketball started. But he has Kansas to go -8 tonight. He says lock it in. KU's dominate the non-conference opponents at home the last couple of years. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. I do like Kansas tonight. It's Kansas and North Carolina is that game. So Kansas -8. And then we have a question from Spell Dog. He's been rocking with a lot of my plays lately. Mark, do you want to answer this one at all? Texas State team total over 29.5, or Robbie, anybody?
I can soundly say to you that I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
All right. I do.
I wish I could help you.
I can tell you that the Texas Longhorns should handle Florida tomorrow, but I don't know about Texas State.
So I might like this play better than mine, Spell Dog. So on the show today, I gave out Texas State first half over 16.5, and then he asked me, "Would you go?" I'm sorry. I think I went first quarter. I don't remember what I did. Either way, it was the bad odds. I'm sorry. It was 14.5 or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I told him, if you don't get on the right side of the line, go to the full game. And that's what this question is. I absolutely love it. As long as it's not over probably 30.5. I like this at 29.5, 30.5. It's all the same to me. So I would go ahead and go with this. Texas State team total over 29.5. It's at minus 118. So shout out to you, Spell Dog. I love that play. Texas State has been a wagon for me, as well as Jacksonville State, which I gave on the morning show. It is Snowcap Sports. If anybody's wondering, for Matty Ice, shout out to you. But let's go ahead and go to do a TD parlay again before we get out of here.
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right.
I can tell you a personal parlay that I'm on for plus 800.
Go ahead, Mark. if you so choose, go ahead.
Let's go to the touchdown parlay.
No, I was actually interested.
We're waiting, Mark. We're waiting. We'll wait on you.
Hold on a second.
Well, listen, this is live. I'm not sure what
right
you're
here. So I'm on the Bills minus 3.5, Minnesota on the money line, Kansas City on the money line, the Chargers on the money line, and Detroit minus 3.5, and that's at plus 801 on DraftKings.
All right, I like it.
Those are all based off of the models, and they've ranked. Those are the five highest games, the highest ranked games that the models put out this week.
Yeah, if anybody's got any questions on a game, you can check it out. Obviously, you can go to Justice That Sports and find out all the models' picks, because the model has been doing well, especially as of late. It's been doing well. So make sure you go check it out, justicethatsports.com. If you got any questions, please put them in here. We're going to go ahead and try to pick a three-leg TD parlay. We always try to do this to end the show. If you have any guys that you want us to play, by all means, please share. But Robbie, I'm going to let you go first. Do you have any guy that you're looking at to go for a TD?
Yeah, I mean, Christian McCaffrey's coming back this weekend. You can get his first touchdown score. I think it's like plus 420. Or you can get his first team touchdown score, and it's like plus 200, plus 210. So that would probably be a look. You know, the injury's still there. I don't know how healthy he is, but if you can get CEMC at plus money for any kind of touchdown props, I would say definitely take it.
Okay. Glenn says Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins. Anybody like that?
Kansas City, they're playing Denver. He's probably going to see Patrick Surtain more than likely.
That's the only issue with Denver. Denver gives up maybe 2 touchdowns a game at the most, like maybe 3 at the most ever. Like, so you're hoping that he has to get one of those.
Yeah. Don't love that one just because of the matchup. I would personally stay away from that one just because Surtain shuts people down.
Okay. Mark, do you like anybody?
Going back to this is the well day for me. I think Montgomery gets back on track. He's good for one. I also like Saquon Barkley to get one against Dallas. I think that's there's a tinge there for him that he wants to show Dallas what they missed. And I like him to make a statement. Okay.
I do like that. I'm going to go with a guy in Tyrone Tracy Jr. He's going against the Carolina Panthers. They've allowed the most to the running back. So I don't know our thoughts on that, but if somebody can put that together, I think that would be interesting. So we're going to go with Saquon, Tyrone Tracy, and Robbie. Who'd you have?
I had Christian McCaffrey, but it was for a first touchdown or first team touchdown. So if you want the safer leg, take the first team touchdown at plus 200.
What if we just went safe all around and just went to him just a touchdown in general?
I have no idea what the anytime touchdown is for him. It's usually it's too juice to take his anytime. I don't know what it was looking like today.
Right, but if we're throwing in a parlay, I think that we could figure out a way to make it make sense, right? I think that makes sense.
I'm sure it's right. Probably minus 140, minus 150.
So my guy's over in Germany, so that's the only thing I really worry about. But Tyrone Tracy has been a guy who is doing a lot for them, just in general. You could go with Chuba Hubbard, but I'd rather stay in. I'd try to stay on the other side that's going against Carolina. And so, does anybody have those odds just yet? I'm gonna try to do them real quick if we can.
I'm pulling them up right now for you, DG.
All right, Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdowns minus 230. We don't have to go there. We could go a different route if we want to, but let's go Saquon. I almost have this made.
Yeah,
Saquon's minus 210, so it's plus 304.
Perfect.
And that's with McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Do we like that? It's kind of low.
It's a low number, but it doesn't have to be super high.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna roll with it.
What do you have Dan
at 304?
Hey, Mark, do you have what Kyron Williams' touchdown is? He plays on Monday night, but he's always scoring touchdowns for LA.
Okay, let's see.
It's got to be lower than CMC's.
Yeah, he's going against Miami, who I know they do not allow a lot of touchdowns. I don't.
That's the Monday night game, right?
Correct.
No, they do allow a lot of touchdowns to the top.
Yeah.
What if we added him in? He's another minus 245. So that's at plus 469.
Okay.
That takes us all the way to Monday.
Yeah.
469.
I like it.
You want to roll with it?
Yep.
All right. We have Dan saying he's played Tracy, Montgomery, Barkley, and McCaffrey. And I think that's kind of where we were going. It's 626. So I like Kyron Williams as well. So pretty much it's either Kyron Williams or if you would rather have Montgomery. The only problem with Montgomery is he has so many guys that they can go to right now. And so I think they relied on Montgomery a lot, but now they're going to Gibbs a little bit more as well. So I'm going to go.
Since he banged that knee up, it's been a lot more Gibbs than Montgomery for sure. Right. Speaking of Dan's play, I have that exact parlay in, but it's first team touchdowns, and I think it's like plus 9,500.
You would. It's always something random. I like it. All right, Mark, go ahead and give us your final thoughts today, and we'll get out of here.
I am I'm real excited about Sunday's NFL slate. I'm really pumped up. There's not a lot of NHL tonight, but I think the matchups that we have are going to be really good to watch and exciting. And I'm looking for some first period sweats to go to the under.
I like it. Robbie.
Yeah, I agree with Mark about the hockey tonight. Not a lot of games, but they're quality games. I am going to see Creed and Three Doors Down as soon as I leave here. Shout out to my buddy Sean Powers, got a free ticket. So as soon as this is over, I'm taking my butt to Nashville and going to listen to some music.
All right, we have a little trash talking. And so I always have to put this up here. Trash talking is my favorite. TJ says, Mark, if I beat you twice, better see the fedora. So, Mark, if you lose, will you wear the fedora next show?
I would love to. It just happens that I wore that fedora the last gig that we played, which was a Halloween party. And I ended up having it tossed to some people that were listening to us play who wanted to wear the hat and pass it around. And it's full of stains and all sorts of things. So I've got another one I can definitely put on.
It was a long story. He says yes, everybody. He definitely does say yes. No, that's awesome. If you don't know, Mark does play the guitar guitar, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So for some reason, if you lose 3 in a row to TJ, I'm just going to say right now, you're wearing the fedora next week, right? So if you lose 2, you're wearing the fedora. If you lose 3 in a row, 1, you have to tell Justice at Sports they need to buy him a 3-month membership for free. And I need you to play us a song because you lost. Is that okay? Could you figure that out?
I'll tell you what. I will not only play a song, but I will write a song to give my picks for the weekend wagers, and I will put that up.
TJ, I'm counting on you. I really am. But that's all we got today.
I need that under the hit tonight, pal.
Yeah, absolutely. When's your game, Robbie? Is y'all's both Friday?
Yes, both are Friday. Yes.
Both are Friday. All right. So make sure you tune in. We're gonna kind of have that. If you're watching this and you're going all the way through the very end, 1, thank you for joining us in the chat. But 2, if you're watching this on the replay, You can become a crew member, and you can watch us live on Fridays at 3, as well as maybe a little bit later if you're having to catch a replay. You're not having to wait till Saturday to check this out when you've missed all of the Friday plays. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and sign up now to be a crew exclusive member. But that's all we have today. It's been a great show. It's been a lot of fun. But this one went a little bit longer than it has been, but I wanted to kind of, honestly, just allow us to chop it up a little bit and us to kind of hang out with the chat, but also hang out with each other. But that's all we have. So everybody's having a good day. Everybody have a better weekend. We'll see you all at the pay window.